Sales is the most important skill you need in business. If there's one thing I'm good at, it's sales. I could sell water to a whale, ice to an Eskimo, and for sure some house cleans. In the past 2 years, I did over $1 million in sales in my cleaning business. I'm gonna walk you through exactly how I did that in this presentation. Let's get into it. This is my exact framework for closing deals. So step number 1, you need a sales script. Every successful sales process starts with a script. This is the exact script I use to close clients. It's simple, straight to the point, and covers all bases. Without a sales script, you are flying blind. And below this video, I'm gonna attach the link to the exact sales script that I use to this day, and you could download it and use it in your business as well. But a sales script is super important because if you don't have some structure in your sales script, you're never going to be able to figure out where you're messing up, where you're making mistakes, and what could be improved. So you need to have structure in order to figure that out. So this is the exact script we use. Like I said before, it's going to be in the description below. I'm not going to go through the entire script right now, but it is a great script. It goes over objections, the right questions to ask, how to deliver the price, tonality, and much more. So definitely go through this as well. But let's get back to the document. So connecting with prospects. On that initial sales call, in the first 10 seconds, you have a make or break opportunity where you could open up energetic and be able to make that connection with the prospect. So when you initially answer that phone, you don't want to sound all boring and generic and just say, hey, Quality Cleaners, how can I help you? You want to say, hey, this is Max with Quality Cleaners, how's your day going? Something energetic, something to get them engaged in the conversation. You could also use this opportunity, not on the first 10 seconds, but within that first minute to really relate to the client. Like for example, if I get a call with a 203 area code or 813 area code, I immediately say, oh my God, you're from Connecticut? No way, I'm from Connecticut too. What part are you from? And just have a quick conversation and then be like, all right, get back to the initial script. Or for example, if you ask them if they have any pets and they say, oh, I have a Rottweiler, you can say, oh my God, I love Rotties, and get into it, how you have a dog maybe, and sometimes you could even fluff it a little bit, but relating to them with anything like that is going to help you build rapport and trust with that client. Next, tonality and how to fake it. Especially in the beginning, it's a little tough to master that tonality, but there's tricks to have the right tone and figure out how to do that. So, number 1, if you sound bored, rushed, or nervous, the client will not trust you and they will not want to work with you. If you sound excited, confident, knowledgeable, they're going to want to work with you. And there's a little trick to getting that tonality, just like how I'm talking to you right now. It's called conviction. You have to have conviction in your service, just like I have conviction in my sales process because I've done this for so long. I've closed so many clients. You have to have conviction in your company, conviction that you're better than other competitors in your area, conviction that you're going to provide a high quality service. And once you truly understand that, that will reflect in your tonality. One way you could get conviction in your tonality when you're first starting off and maybe you haven't done a lot of jobs and you don't really know what separates you from all these other companies who have hundreds of reviews. Well, one thing you could do is call up 10 companies in your area. See who answers the phone. I doubt 5 of them will even pick up on that initial call, which puts you already in the top 5. And the ones who do answer, it's probably an overseas virtual assistant who's stationed in India somewhere who doesn't know anything about the company or anything about the cleaners. So customer service is something that separates you. Or maybe you talk to your cleaners and have them send some before and after pics so you could see their work firsthand. Or maybe you go meet them at the job and see their work firsthand. Once you have this conviction that your cleaners are the best, that your customer service is the best, that you're gonna pick up the phone when someone calls and you're gonna be there if they have any issues and you're gonna take care of them at 9 p.m. at night when someone calls about a cleaning, then that will reflect in the sales call, which is super important to do. Also, record your phone calls and go back to them to see how you sound. If you sound monotone, if you don't sound energetic on the phone, your tonality is not there, you could tweak it and figure out what you could do better. Red flags in clients. And I put this little meme there, me ignoring all of your red flags. You do not want to be that person. I promise you. This is not a good trait to have. And there's tons of red flags that are going to be tough in the beginning, but eventually you'll be able to spot them out. So one red flag when talking to a client is when a client dominates the conversations. They start off immediately asking the price, trying to take control of that conversation. You have to take control back. And what I do, especially if it's someone who's like, I just need the price, just give me the price, is I'd love to get you a price, but first I need to get a couple of quick questions to make sure we're the right fit. Or you could say, to make sure I can give you the most accurate price possible, because I don't want to give you the wrong price and then we get to your house and it's a completely different story. So I need to ask you a few more questions in order to get you that price. That's one way to overcome that and to take control back in the conversation. Another red flag when speaking to clients is when they say, well, it's not that dirty. Usually when they say it's not that dirty, it's pretty dirty. When I give them a scale of 1 to 10, anything above around a 4 is automatically a deep cleaning. And if you have any kind of doubts or any concerns or they sound a little sketchy on the phone, just have them, give them a price, quote them, lock them in, and at the end, ask them to send you some pictures just to guarantee that price, because you don't want to have to get there and it's a different story than what they say over the phone. So pictures is a great way. Pictures usually don't lie as long as you get pictures of the right area. Another red flag to look out for are when clients are calling for same-day cleans. I don't know what it is, but about 50% of the time when we do same-day cleans, it's always a mess, it's always a disaster, people are always lying on the phone. So look out for if it's same-day cleans and make sure to ask them tons of questions so you could give them a good price, a solid price, so you don't get there and it's a whole different story. So how to overcome objections. This is a huge issue I see among tons of salespeople and tons of cleaning companies in this industry. People don't realize this, but the sale starts when the client gives you an objection. That's when the actual sale starts. If you just close them off the initial price, then that's just a layup. That's not even sales. You're just going through a script and they want the service, so they're going to book with you. Now, those are always great, but what's even better is when someone tries to get off the phone with you and then you bring them back and you close them for a big deal. So 99% of the time in this industry, objections are just smokescreen. 99% of the time in this industry, objections are just smokescreens for price concerns. They're worried about the price, and they'll say different things, but it usually goes back to the price. So, common objections. Price, oh, it's too high. I wasn't expecting to pay this much for an initial cleaning. Husband, oh, I need to speak, husband or spouse, I need to speak to my spouse, I need to speak to my boyfriend, my girlfriend, whatever that is, before I move forward. And I'm just shopping around. Those are the three most common objections. Oh, I'm just shopping around. I want to call other companies, make sure, I'm getting the best price possible. So, number one, price. When someone says, oh, it's a little higher than expected, you kind of need to break into what they're typically used to paying and what their concerns are, why they're calling you in the first place. Usually, when someone gives me a price objection, I'll just respond with, well, if you don't mind me asking, did you have a specific price in mind? And they'll say, oh, yeah, well, I didn't want to pay more than, $200. Maybe I'm at $250 and then we could just meet in the middle, maybe at $225, or maybe they're completely off and they're at like $150 and we're at $250 and they say, oh yeah, I'm used to paying, $150 for my home. And then you're like, oh, okay, well, why aren't you currently using that cleaner anymore? Oh, well, she wasn't doing a good job. Oh, why wasn't she doing a good job? Because she wasn't showing up on time, she wasn't doing the floors. Got it. So we're all about quality, and then you could get into what separates you and offer a slight discount and kind of explain to her and build that bridge. You pay for what you get. If you want to pay $150 and you want that service, you could do that. But if you want a high quality service, you're going to have to pay more for that service. And I put in this little meme. Sales prospect said to call back in 6 months. I guess you could say things are getting pretty serious. When they say I'm going to call you back, they are not going to call you back. They are gone. You cannot let them off the phone. As soon as they give you some kind of objection like this is when you need to push through. I know it sounds like, in a part of you when they do give you an objection, just wants to hang up the phone and stop. But that's where you need to push through. Most people give up way too easily, and you cannot do that. You have to push through that point. So, for example, someone gives you an objection. This is what you do not say. You do not say, okay, no worries, call us back if you change your mind, I'll send you this quote to your email. Do not say that, okay? I would say something like, oh, I totally understand. Let me ask her, are you prioritizing the lower price, or are you looking for the best value and the best service? And then you could really dig into their pain points from there and dig into why they're getting off the phone. Are they looking for a different price? Are they looking for a different quality? Do you not offer something that they need? You could really dig into their pain points. The key is asking great questions and using those questions to build the bridge between you and the client. Call analysis. One of the highest leverage things you could do as a business owner is invest in your skills, invest in your sales skills. In order to do this, it doesn't take a lot of money, but it does take time. You have to go back at your calls and listen to them. Figure out where you can improve, what you could do better, where your tonality is maybe lacking a little bit, where it could improve, what objections are you struggling to overcome, how could you overcome it next time. And the only way you're going to improve is by listening to your calls. If you don't do that and you just continuously take more and more calls and don't go back and don't fix your errors and make the same mistakes over and over again, you're going to have the same issues over and over again. So you need to learn from your sales, and the only way to do that is to listen to your previous calls. And guys, make sure to follow up with your clients. You are not going to close every single client on that initial call. You have to follow up with them consistently, not just 1 or 2 times. I'm talking 7, 8, 20 times sometimes, depending on how big the client is. You have to follow up. You have to keep track of them. I have it automated with Clean Genie, which is the best way to do it. But if you don't have any automations in place, you could do it manual. I had to follow up with a commercial client 16 times before I closed them. I would call them, text them, email them, even go there in person with donuts and munchkins, and make sure that they remember me and that I'm there and I'm ready when they're ready. And I closed them, and I brought $20,000 annual recurring revenue to my company just off that one client. But it took 16 follow-ups, 16 touch points to close them. And most of my larger clients, it takes multiple touch points to close them, right? You could do that with automations, you could do it manual, you could keep track in a spreadsheet. Regardless, you have to follow up. And guys, just a little overview. There's 3 things you need to grow your business. It's pretty simple, but it's not easy. You need sales, marketing, and fulfillment to grow your business. This will help you with your sales. You also need marketing and fulfillment. But sales in the cleaning industry, it's simple, and really in any industry, it's simple. It requires discipline, it requires hard work, and it takes time. You need to analyze your calls. You need to use the sales script. You need to remember that objections are just opportunities, and just because someone has an objection doesn't mean that you're not able to close them and that they're gone. You just have to overcome that and figure out how to do that. Also, ask the right questions before quoting so you can give them the right price and make sure you're not getting screwed on the job. If you apply this, you will book more jobs, increase prices, and close higher ticket clients. Guys, below this video, I'm going to put my sales script in. Please download it, make a copy, whatever. Hope you got some value from this and from the sales script. If you have any questions, comment down below. We'll be answering all questions. If you got any value from this, hit the like, hit the subscribe button. We're going to be posting once a week, new podcast shopping this week. Let's go.